Hi there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. I'm Lisa and today I'm going to be creating a kind of like mini book inside a journal. It's come together really easily. I'm really excited about it, and it's got loads of flips and bits and pieces. It's got a little bit of everything, so I really hope you'll enjoy creating with me today. So I'm going to need to mark this as an ad gifted. I was sent all this lovely stuff from Paper Maze. The majority of this is from Coco Vanilla Studio. It's the Storyteller collection, which I have fallen completely in love with. It's just so me. I love anything like bits and pieces that I can journal with. I love the bright colours. I love anything with hearts and flowers. I saw this online and just had to have it. I just love it so much. I just knew it would be really good for my journals. It would be particularly good for storytelling, like our Disney trips. I like it when you also get papers like this where they're a little bit plainer. I do like a bit of a mixture. So I had quite a few photos on my desk and I thought this would be really fab to create like a mini book inside my journal. I had quite a few photos and there was quite a few stories, and funnily enough I've just finished editing the videos to go with the photos that I was about to use, and I was just really then in the mood to tell all the stories from that particular day. So rather than do like one photo, I thought I would just tell a whole load of stories. So this was just perfect. I love these stickers. They're a little bit thicker than normal stickers. They're not chipboard, but they're much thicker than like your regular stickers. And I love anything with words, tags, just bits and pieces where you can add just a little bit of journaling, and they're just perfect. And then they also I also got these alphabet stickers. These are actually from Rose's Studio. Aren't they cute? I saw these, I think they're the same ones on my friend Emma's channel, Project Sparkle, and loved them. And then I also got the die cuts to match as well. You get loads in this little packet. So I'll leave all the links below if you want to go and check them out. They are absolutely perfect for storytelling. So whether you're doing like a Disney trip, whether you're doing a trip over the holidays or just the summer holidays, anything like that. And I got these alphabet stickers as well, which are my favorite color. They're really nice little stickers, as you can see, and I've ended up with a couple of those. So today I'm going to be working in my Disney journal. It's getting rather full, which I'm loving. In case you haven't seen this and you're new to my channel, welcome, by the way. This whole journal was I made this from a golden book, and it's split into 3 trips. So I am currently doing our middle trip, which is our June trip. I've printed off my photos on my selfie printer, and I'm just going to cut them all up now. I like to use the shuffle one, and then I like to cut them up, and then once they're all cut up I stick them onto a white background. I use like thicker paper. It's not card, it's just thicker printer paper. Stick them all in place, and then I like to cut them out. I'm one of these, I like to have quite a lot of photos on my page. I think that's one of the things I like about journaling over scrapbooking. When I was scrapbooking, although I would still do pages with lots and lots of photos, I would tend to do like one bigger beautiful photo, and I wouldn't do as much of the journaling. Whereas these days I tend to include more photos and a lot more journaling. I was thinking about doing a video actually about the differences between scrapbooking and journaling, because especially for people that are quite new to it, they often sort of wonder, am I doing it right? Not that there is a right or wrong, because there isn't, but I think some people like to know like all the details and the options and what you can do, what you can't do, and again, you can do whatever you want to. But I was wondering if a video kind of like talking about the both, comparing like scrapbooking and journaling, would be helpful. So let me know if you would like that. But I'm just sticking them all down here, and then I'll cut them out. I'd love to know how you do your photos. Do you like lots of photos? Do you tend to just have one? I know lots of people also journal without photos. For me, the journals are the main, the photos are the main part. It's what I enjoy the most. It gives me a lot of pleasure just sort of looking back over them. We both take photos as well, so A takes a lot of photos, I take a lot of photos. There's a lot of photos to go through, but it's something that we both enjoy, and I really enjoy looking back over my journals as well, looking back over all the memories that we've made. And like I said, I've been editing the videos to go with this particular day. So if you're into Disney, we do have a Disney channel with our vlogs. I'll leave the link down below for you. This day we were checking out a boardwalk, and we were going off site actually, but we wanted to spend the morning kind of like around. We had a slot for Guardians, so we were waiting for that, the new Cosmic Rewind ride, which we were very excited about. So we spent some time in Epcot, we spent some time exploring over at the Riviera, which was our first time, and we absolutely loved it. So it was a really, really fun morning. So now that the photos are prepared, I'm now going to start working on the mini book. The nice thing about this is that I'm going to be creating this not inside my journal. Sometimes when you're working inside a journal, it can get a little bit fiddly, especially when it starts to get full and it bulks out. So this was really fun because I was creating it flat on the desk. I was going to go as super simple as possible, just literally folding it over. I worked out that actually size-wise was perfect. It's a 12 by 12 sheet that I'm using here. Folding it over worked really, really well. And then I just marked off by the bottom where I wanted to. I was going to say cut it, but I tend to tear things a lot more these days. Although I do still cut, I like that torn edge. I love texture, so for me, it just looks really nice, and it's nice and quick as well. Look, see, nice and quick. So I tend to do that quite a lot these days. I was just having the journal here just so I could see like size wise, just to make sure it was all correct. And then I thought I would just make it flat on my desk. It just made life so much easier doing it this way. And I also kind of like bulked out the journal a little bit. I thought I would add a bit of a trim to the edge, so I'm using a border punch here. But yeah, I'm loving the journaling, but I'm adding a lot more stories. Sorry, it's really wobbly while I was doing this. I'm adding a lot more stories than what I've given myself space for. So this is a brilliant way to add extra space in your journal. I'm now going on to use one of the big 12 by 12 sheets. I really love this kind of thing where you can just cut bits up. I was going to use my scissors and then thought actually they're all in line together, so it'd be a lot easier to use the trimmer. This kind of reminds me of like Simple Stories. It's the same kind of thing, and I've always loved these. They're so easy to work with. Cutting out the strips, cutting out the boxes, using them to embellish, bits for journaling. They're just really, really easy to use. I think the other thing I like about this is that when I finished when I finish today, I can easily then use them on other projects, or like even make cards sometimes. There's just sort of loads and loads of ways you can use them. They're just always one of my favorite kind of papers to have. I'm now going to go on to creating inside the little mini book. I want to create another little page. I just want it to be one of those where there's loads of little flips and tucks and all sorts of, I still don't know what I'm actually going to be doing at this stage, but I really love the colours and the papers excite me, so I'm just kind of going with the flow at the moment. And I'm also making sure that with each kind of like page I do, that it contrasts nicely with the one underneath. I used to make loads of mini books. I have got so many on my other channel. Actually, I've got a whole playlist dedicated to mini books, so I'll leave a link to that below. But I think that was before I was like properly journaling. I was more scrapbooking, so it was a way of like making mini journals. Whereas nowadays, because I'm creating journals, I haven't been making the mini books quite as much, but I really, really enjoyed them, and it's quite therapeutic. I like doing like a big project and having everything all in one place. So maybe I need to make a few more. I did make the Disney one, the Disneyland Paris one, in the pizza box. I don't know if you saw that. I'll leave a link to that one below. That was really, really fun. They are time consuming though, but this is kind of like making a mini version of a mini book. So it doesn't take quite as long, and as you can see, this one just came together so quickly. So I'm just kind of like sticking the paper on. Something to bear in mind, like here, I wasn't fussed with the flowers, so I really liked to use it as a little flip, so I just popped a die cut over the top. So I think you can always make them fit to what you want. I'm using Pritt Stick and double-sided tape, a mixture of both, to stick things in place, sticking the photos down, and it's just worked out really, really well. I love this little frame. It was super cute. It was a bit fiddly sticking it on though. I managed to get a bit of glue on the paper, and The photo could have done with being maybe a little bit larger. I should have maybe left the inner bit of the frame in. That would have possibly have worked better. But I made it work in the end. It was absolutely fine. But I just had a bit of space top and bottom, but I added some wording in the end, and it then fit really well. So now I'm just kind of like thinking about where I'm going to be adding my journaling, where I'm going to be adding wording, and making sure that I've got enough places to do that. And I really liked this piece with the So Lucky on as well, so I thought I would pop that under some yellow just to give it a bit of a contrast. And then I decided to fold the bit with the So Lucky and use that as a flip as well, because I wanted to add quite a lot of photos, and by creating lots of flips and things like that, it just gives you a bit more space to do that. And yeah, it just stuck on really well. And then I was going to add the journaling of the things I felt lucky about, and then pop a photo on the other side of it. And again, it's just a really, really good way of being able to add extra photos and extra journaling. I wanted to create another flip here, so I folded it over a couple of times, and then I thought I would just stick it to one side and then I could flip it up. And again, that just worked really well. I am loving these torn edges. I used to tear edges a lot, and I would always use like a distressed ink on the edges. I don't know if you used to do that. It used to be a big thing back in the like basic grey day. But I tend to go for a little bit more of the cleaner look these days. But I'm now just adding the papers just so that I can add journaling and add my photos. Although I like some of the busier papers, I find them a bit too much when you add a photo on. So that's why I tend to add like a plainer photo over the top. And you can just see the photos a little bit better, because like I said, that's what I'm all for. I'm all for the photos. So it's whatever goes better with the photos. Before you bin anything, have a look at what you're binning. I've always loved the branding strips at the bottom of 12 by 12 papers. Have a look at what they say. This one is Storyteller. That is just so perfect, and I've decided to keep that in. And I've done this so many times in my journals because a lot of the time they really, really suit the page that you're working on. And when they don't, like here, I want to cover up the barcode. I'm actually using one of the papers to cover it up. So you can always get around it if you don't want to use it. For me now, it's all about just keep going back through and adding loads and loads of bits and pieces. There's so many in this collection, so I've got a nice combination of die cuts, stickers, bits and pieces that I've cut from the pattern papers. There's so many bits. You can add them with staples, you can add them with phone tape, with glue, add them how you like, add a paper clip. There's just so many different ways to add interest to your pages. was so excited about using these alphabet stickers. Like I said, I first saw them on one of Emma's projects, Project Sparkle is her YouTube channel, and I instantly fell in love with them. They're a slight bit puffy, not the kind of thing that you could like paint over or anything like that. You possibly could with some other kind of like pen. But I love them so much. Don't they look cute down on the edge there? And I'm using some of these fab stickers. I just love how thick these are. Really, really high quality stickers. But the nice thing is they're not chipboard, because especially if you're journaling, you don't always want a great big chunky page, and chipboard makes things very heavy and very chunky. So these are a really, really good compromise, actually. I really love the quality. I'm adding these word strips. I love anything like this. These ones are like die cuts, so they're not stickers, but a bit of glue, and they stay on really well. And I just find this kind of thing really, really finishes a page. It's all the little bits, isn't it, that I really, really like. So let me know, when was the last time you created, like from a trip, when you did trip journaling or anything like that? When did you last make a mini book, and what kind of mini book did you like, or have you got one on your to-do list to make? It's the following day, and I am going to pop this in here. I'm so pleased with how this came out. I'll do a proper flip through in a moment. I am going to pop some tape. I've run out of my usual like surgical type Scotch tape, so I'm just using this, which isn't as pretty, but it's still transparent and it does the job. It's not that the other one's pretty, it's just that it's not shiny, and this one is shiny, but it works. And I'm going to do exactly the same here. I'm going to use, let's do half on, half off, and cut that to size so that that works, otherwise that won't be able to flip. There. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. And hopefully that will feel nice and secure. Oh, I've got another little, oh, that's come off somewhere. Where did that come off? No idea. So then I've obviously increased my pages, because I've got all this tape up here now, because I've got this extra one here. It is a good way to add extra pages. And yeah, that flips nicely. And then I've got the extra page here. So let's just have a look through. This is the opening page. Let's move this out of the way. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? I'm really pleased with this, and it is like a proper little mini book inside a journal. So we've got like going to the Riviera, and I've told the story about having the croque monsieur. It was our first time there, and then I've taken a photo of the front of the quick serve there and what we ate. And I'm really happy with all the bits and pieces, all the different, like I've got the cornered, not the corner, the scallop punch there, and then I've got torn edges, so it really does very nicely. And then I've got talking about boardwalk here, and I've stuck all the little like die cuts. I've got a sticker here saying how we were staying at the boardwalk for the first time. I think the colours there of the photos complement really well as well. And then over on this side, this opens out. A bit more journaling. I love all the like the story bits there, and I've used a little tab top there. I've used a die cut one each side and stapled that. This then also I've just journaled some things that I felt lucky about. That flips up, and then one of the drinks that we had in Epcot, violet lemonade with a real pansy on top, and that also flips out then as well, a bit more journaling. I love those die cuts, not die cuts, I love those alphabet stickers so much. So I'm really, really happy with this. It's come together really easily. I love this paper collection, and it was so much fun to make. It really was. I loved it. And then I added one of the die cuts on there as well. This is the kind of thing I like, when you've got bits and pieces that overlap, just like that becomes then from another page part of your page as well. And that is another part of my journal. It's starting to get chunky. I'm wondering if I should actually pop something on here to be able to tie it, because I don't think that's going to be one that's going to stay closed too well. I think it's going to need a tie, but I am loving working in here so much. This is going to be amazing when it's finished. It's so much fun. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. Let me know if you have, and I'd love to know if you've kind of like created a kind of like mini journal in one of your journals recently as well. It's really fun, and working on it on like a flat surface before putting it in here made it so much easier. Thank you very much. I'll leave all the links below to the items that I've used, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.